he's just sitting there, and words start coming out. It was like somebody sucked the oxygen out of the room.
If you're on this call, you are part of the unlucky group.
You, dude.
That is being laid off. Your employment here is terminated, effective immediately.
Are you kidding me?
Sports Illustrated magazine saying that most of its staff will be let go. The union calling it a very difficult day for its members.
Now, days after Google announced laying off 12,000 workers, some employees of the company went on a rally to protest in New York.
And you start thinking, am I hearing what I think I'm hearing right now? Is that really happening? Wait, is this for me? Wait, we were just talking about our holiday party. Am I being terminated?
Once, the American workplace thrived on a culture of reciprocity. Loyalty and hard work were met with job security, benefits, and perks, a system rooted in the moral code of repaying kindness with kindness. However, this mutual exchange has weakened in today's corporate environment. Companies now frequently break implicit contracts, disregarding past employee loyalty, and failing to fulfill promises like pensions and retiree health care. This not only erodes trust, but also significantly impacts employee engagement and productivity, creating an urgent need for change. This is a stark contrast to personal life, where reciprocity remains a strong social expectation. The Academy of Management Discoveries found the following. In the workplace, people tend to consider the future professional significance of the person who did them a favor before deciding whether to reciprocate. This mindset is focused on gaining for oneself and giving as little as possible. Research shows that individuals carefully choose who to help, often questioning the sincerity of workplace favors. On the other hand, in personal settings, there is a stronger sense of needing to return a favor, driven more by moral values than expected benefits. This mindset sheds light on why companies sometimes fail to reciprocate employee loyalty. Without a foreseeable benefit, there is little incentive to do so. However, the failure to reciprocate can lead to serious negative consequences, such as increased employee turnover and reduced productivity. Therefore, companies need to cultivate less calculative cultures, emphasizing morality and ethics. Breaching norms of reciprocity can result in employee dissatisfaction and disengagement, posing significant risks to the company's performance and reputation. However, the study was conducted almost a decade ago, and you would probably ask what the situation is like today. The short answer is that many things have changed in the corporate environment. Gen Z is rewriting the rules of workplace loyalty, challenging the traditional notions of quiet obedience and long-term commitment. Gen Z thrives in the chaos. In a world where globalization and technology have drastically reshaped our reality, embracing uncertainty as their norm, older generations trusted in the stability of institutions. However, these young workers do not view loyalty as a blind allegiance, but as a transactional exchange. This necessitates a shift in the way companies operate, adapting to the changing expectations of employees. In this new era, loyalty is fluid, and it's driven by immediate returns, not distant promises. Gen Z doesn't see themselves as fitting into the rigid structures of organizations. Instead, they see employers as players in their own life stories. They demand more from their bosses, openly questioning policies and challenging the status quo. For them, the workplace is a marketplace where loyalty is earned, not assumed. This shift isn't just confined to the young. Workers of all ages are now questioning the value of long-term commitments, favoring the here and now. The pandemic only accelerated this trend, giving employees unprecedented leverage. To keep up, managers must let go of outdated notions of loyalty and engage with their teams, rewarding efforts today, not in some distant future. The era of passive, hierarchical authority is over. The problem is that the traditional employee management playbook is no longer enough. There is overwhelming research, which clearly says that money can't buy your employees' loyalty. Instead, leaders must focus on the holistic employee experience in the new working world brought on by the pandemic. This includes prioritizing growth, engagement, and well-being to create a human-centered experience. To achieve this, leaders can personalize relationships. Prioritizing social interactions provides opportunities for growth and creates sustainable working models. By doing so, companies can transform work work from something employees have to do into something they want to do. However, unsurprisingly, we have a schism. Company interests versus employee interests. Today, many would argue that companies now focus more on profits and shareholder value and neglect employee loyalty. Here's a little bit of history. The corporate world once thrived on a social contract between companies and employees, promising job security and long-term rewards in exchange for loyalty and hard work. But everything changed in 1970. Milton Friedman said that business should focus on making profits for their shareholders. No wonder this idea became popular, because it opens an infinite glitch for companies to earn as much as they want. As American companies dealt with economic challenges in the 1970s, the traditional model of corporate responsibility began to break down as a result of inflation and global competition. As the 80s dawned, this new ideology of shareholder primacy reached a fever pitch. Executives like Jack Welch of General Electric became icons of this ruthless efficiency, slashing jobs and cutting costs to boost stock prices. Companies were no longer about nurturing their workforce, but about delivering returns to shareholders, whatever the human cost. This approach reaped enormous financial rewards for Wall Street, with profits funneled directly into shareholders' pockets. But the relentless pursuit of shareholder value also eroded the foundation of corporate loyalty, leading to stagnant wages, job insecurity, and diminished benefits for workers. The obsession with maximizing shareholder value remains the dominant corporate practice today, despite the controversy and the damage left in its wake. Critics argue this narrow focus has fueled scandals and economic crises, yet it continues to shape the landscape of modern business, leaving little room for the social responsibilities that corporations once upheld. How does all of this translate into the modern world? OpenAI has seen rapid growth and is now valued at over $80 billion. There is internal tension among current and former staff because the company has not made plans to go public or be acquired. As a result, the only way for employees to benefit from their equity is through secondary stock sales, which are controlled by OpenAI. This has caused concern among employees about who will be able to take part in these sales. There are also rumors that OpenAI may take back some of the equity, adding to the worry among employees about the security of their investments. In response to the unrest, OpenAI has explained its process for employees to obtain equity, but concerns remain. Some departing employees have faced pressure to sign strict agreements, leading to anger and uncertainty about their financial future. Even though OpenAI recently made changes to a controversial non-disparagement clause, trust has not been fully restored. The company's actions have sparked discussion about its culture, especially as it holds significant influence in the tech industry. Due to its partnership with Apple and a $13 billion endorsement from Microsoft, there is also a potential for legal issues, as experts believe that OpenAI's treatment of former employees may not comply with new regulations. The way OpenAI manages equity and employee relations could be a risky problem for both the morale of the company and its reputation. By the way, this is happening while employee engagement in the US has plummeted to its lowest level in over a decade. In the first quarter of 2024, only 30% of employees were highly engaged at work, which is a decrease of 4.8 million compared to the previous year. Engagement dropped notably among younger workers, remote workers, and those working either exclusively on-site or from home. However, despite this decline, certain organizations have maintained high levels of employee engagement, with an average 70% of their employees highly engaged. These organizations have intentionally developed workplace cultures with clear expectations, supportive management, and comprehensive well-being programs. Their success serves as a beacon of hope amid a widespread disengagement crisis. On the contrary, workers are encouraged to prioritize their own career growth, as they no longer rely on company loyalty. The 2024 Career Optimism Index, conducted by the University of Phoenix, sheds light on the problem. The gap between what employers offer and what employees experience. While 62% of employers talk about opportunities for internal growth, only 36% of employees agree. Similarly, while 90% of employers claim to offer career development, only 69% of workers agree. This gap may be due to hiring practices that favor hiring people with specific skills from outside the company, leaving existing staff feeling neglected. More than half of employers struggle to fill job openings quickly, missing chances to promote from within.
We literally had 25 interviews lined up last week, and 9 people showed up. And out of those 9 people, we hired 3, and 2 of them didn't show up on their first day of work.
Therefore, investing in employee development is essential. It benefits the workforce. It can also save companies over $8,000 per employee yearly through increased productivity and reduced turnover. Regardless of which side you're rooting for, it is in the interest of the business owners to have their employees happy. Otherwise, the company will go bankrupt and the employees move to a better place. To build a thriving workplace, leaders should focus on leveraging employees' unique strengths and holding them accountable with respect. Recognize and utilize your team's individual talents, like assigning public speaking roles to skilled communicators or tech tasks to IT-savvy employees. This boosts morale, productivity, and overall workplace harmony. Accountability, when done respectfully, fosters high-quality work and independence. By setting clear expectations, employees feel empowered and trust, improving their performance and relationships with management. Establishing an open, two-way feedback loop is crucial. Offer constructive feedback and encourage employees to voice their concerns and ideas. This transparency strengthens team cohesion and trust. Break ambitious goals into smart objectives: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely, to prevent burnout and keep teams motivated. Granting teams more autonomy enhances job satisfaction and retention, but ensures they have the necessary tools and training. Autonomy fosters a positive work-life balance and strengthens the employer-employee bond. Will companies acknowledge the problem? It is hard to say, but ignoring the fact that the best employees are leaving because they feel unappreciated is no longer an option.